I apologize to you guys, but thank you. I apologize for the movie we're gonna have a discussion about.
Yeah.
To be frank, it's fun.
I
We
don't
had a
feel
good
so
time.
good, Doc Brown.
Probably the most
You should be ashamed of yourself.
the most subpar ninja movie I've ever seen. Probably.
Listen. This is the second worst Jackie Chan movie I've seen all month.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Vinny, stop Asian hate. Remember that.
They said you stop it with your boots, right?
Pray for Death from 1985.
Yeah.
While you watch the
Well,
movie, that's all
Praying
you're
for death,
thinking.
all right.
Hey, we had a Japanese guy as the ninja in this. That was all right.
Yeah.
Sho Kosugi as the ninja again.
Yeah, no Italian ninja in this one.
Nope, no, but we got a great villain though.
Yeah.
We sure do got a great villain.
Over the hill guy with a prostate problem.
The guy we named Joe the cab driver as we were watching this movie.
Yep.
That
That
guy
was a hard
oh my
75
God.
he looked like.
Nobody
Yeah.
be messing with Joe the cab driver.
What's
Yeah,
up, RR? Yeah, Joe the cab driver could take on an entire fucking squad of fucking
Yeah.
cops.
He's like the
Don't even take
Terminator.
out Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
He's great at running over kids and women.
Yeah, he got a twofer. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't run them over. He got the guy that looked like Francis from fucking Pee Wee's Big Adventure to run them
He
over.
was good at kidnapping them and then murdering women. There you go.
Yeah, he just used a piece of masking tape, and the next scene she's all bloody and stuff, and it's like, I don't think tape can do that, but okay.
and his boss looks like dying Paul Sorvino. But was this L.A.? Let me see. The sticks where they were out and didn't look like L.A. But then again, I've never been to L.A. Are there stick areas like they were showing Chris out there?
Well, in LA in the 80s, probably, but not in the 2000s.
No, well, it looked more like New York or like
Yeah.
some Canadian hellhole. It didn't look like L.A.
It says an L.A. crime boss moves to L.A. at his wife's request.
That if that was supposed to be L.A., that was not the Los Angeles I saw when I lived there.
If you know what it was, what like I was thinking, it was like maybe remember in when you're playing GTA San Andreas,
Mhm.
and that part comes where they take all your ammo and all your weapons and all your money, and they put you out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's the sticks, and you gotta like run around and to get That's what it like. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because where they build their fucking store or buy the store from the old. All right.
Right across from Sanford and Son.
That whole neighborhood looked like Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Come
One
on.
block, one block was all houses, the other block was all hubcaps.
Yeah.
But so all right, it says the plot follows a retired ninja warrior. So he retired from ninja work. Like what was?
Oh, I thought it said retarded ninja.
What's up, Tommy? Thanks for talking about it.
He'll come and tell you how retarded it was.
I had to wake up. I had to wake up multiple times. I'm gonna be honest. I barely remember any of this movie. I was so bored to tears that I literally had tears in my eyes as I was passing out from watching this.
I think the only reason we made it is we were making fun of it the whole time, Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
it was terrible. You know what the best part of this movie was? The very end. That was the only part. Like I can follow that. That makes sense. And I've seen that guy play a cop in a few of these different bad B-rated movies. But
Well,
yeah,
he had a cool helmet. The ninja helmet at the end was cool. That's what the credit I give this movie. What's up, Tolbat? How you doing? Oh yeah, last night me and Tolbat were playing the Pray for Death of fucking NES games.
Oh God!
It was just as bad ninja action in that game as in this movie.
dude, are you kidding? That game was so much more fun to watch.
That's terrible.
There's also really, really horrible editing problems in this movie.
Yeah.
So
Daytime smoke bombs were my favorite.
Joe the cab driver, evil villain Joe the cab driver, decides to kill the old man where the crooked police stashed a necklace at. And all right, first of all, when he hit him with the fucking he's out, like swings it at the guy's arm and like misses on purpose. Yeah, and then we see him swing at the guy's back. It cut away before he even like touched the guy. You didn't hear a single thing, not like a thwack or anything. And then all of a sudden the guy's like bloody and unconscious. So
on the hood.
They decide to set the floor on fire and then walk away from the car that's obviously not on fire from the shot. But then, when the car blows up, you see the dummy on the hood of the car that's on fire, and it blows up. Obviously, this was not up to snuff with Cannon Films' reputation, because this was not a Cannon movie. It may look like a Cannon movie, but it was not a Cannon movie.
I think the Cannon movie was
step
better.
below that. Yeah.
When you're a step below a Cannon movie, how bad is that?
Pretty bad, man.
Yeah, I said it before. This is the second worst Jackie Chan movie we saw all month. Ugh. Terrible.
But hey, they got Sho Kosugi back, to play a ninja. Yay! And that's pretty much all we have right there.
I'll tell you what. Instead of watching any more of these really bad ninja movies, I'd much rather go to a petting zoo and watch AOC try to speak.
I want to see AOC as the villain in a ninja movie, but like for real. So, like, we get a really satisfying ending of this ninja movie.
She gets stabbed in the hand with some nunchuck blades out of nowhere.
Oh, no. Well, maybe she could get the Joe the cab driver treatment and, like,
run over.
Nunchuck. You could stab nunchucks through somebody's hands in this.
Yeah.
First of all,
they're known for their blades.
Yeah, we didn't even see those fucking blade nunchucks get unveiled. He just like pulls them out at the end. This movie sucked, man. This movie sucked. It's not even mediocre.
The best part of this one is trying to suspend disbelief, and they threw that out the window a couple times over on the one scene when he's trying to blacksmith his own sword. First off, he doesn't even have the thing red hot, and you just see like glitter flying off the thing. And then on top of that, when he gets done, it suddenly has that crazy manufactured wave line in it that a real blade wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Oh, also, while he's doing that, his son is building a smoke machine for his bicycle.
I know, he turned into Spy Hunter.
He turned into fucking Data from the Goonies.
No, dude, he was like Spy Hunter with that shit. It was fucking hilarious. That was probably the funniest thing in the movie. I'll tell you what. So I knew this was bad because I remember watching it years ago. So before I even rewatched this horrible, god-awful, sleep-inducing movie, like if you are suffering from insomnia, I would recommend this movie if you want to go to sleep. It will help you. Before this one started, Rucker Hauer, Hobo with a Gun.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah, Hobo with a shotgun. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, it was. It was also it was horrible, but it was funny horrible. This wasn't even funny horrible.
No, there wasn't much ninjaing either.
No.
It was an hour 20 minutes before he put the ninja costume on. Because I thought what they were watching in the beginning, I thought they were watching his ninja demo reel, but they were watching a show called The Black Ninja. I thought he was doing ninja audition tapes or something. But other than that, that's supposed to be a TV show in the beginning. We don't get to see him in the ninja costume until an hour and 20 minutes in. The story wasn't good enough to keep your interest without ninja action.
There was a story.
Not at all.
I'm still trying to figure it all out.
This movie's so bad I can't even find a GIF for it. I find one single GIF for this.
and let's not even forget to mention that the cops all shoot like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all right. Also, we get a 70-year-old man as the bad guy that can take out an entire police precinct in the hospital when he's trying to kill Sho Kosugi's son. That poor kid got hit by that fucking car like that. Yeah. What's up, Chicago Cubs? How you doing?
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, I haven't watched boxing in such a long time. Never seen this one? Cotton. I'd say this is worth a skip. not worth a watch.
Matter of fact, forget you even heard of this title.
Did you ever hear of this one before, Tommy? Like before, like you saw this
back
in the day? I know, like
yeah, I seen it back in the day, and I remember hating it back then and turning it off.
You don't make a ninja movie boring. I can write a better I could make a 5-page ninja script that would be more action packed than this.
Yeah,
well,
realultimatepower.net.
But that's the problem with a lot of these type movies, and it's why, for the most part, I really don't like the ninja movie genre or the kung fu genre, because most of them are copy and paste. They all follow the basic same script. I mean, you look at all those movies, almost all of them are exactly the same. They're all different bad guys, maybe different scenarios for the end.
You killed my family. You killed my family. You killed my family, pretty much, right? It's all you killed my family. Well, the first one we watched of the Ninja Trilogy, that one wasn't you killed my family. But no, told that I'm never playing that game again. Not until I look up how to play that shit.
Like the hell with this.
No, bad ninja movies aren't always awesome. It's like you would expect them to be, but nah, this one was just boring. It's fucking boring. The first hour is so boring.
His son kicked more ass in this movie than he did.
Yeah, in the beginning, his son beats just like the other one we were watching. No, but in the beginning,
yeah, but at the end, I think he did a little bit more, didn't he? When he finally gets in his little suit.
Yeah.
The kid,
I forgot what he's running.
With his gimmick bicycle.
Yeah, with his data bicycle.
Just apparel.
Nah, this movie. I don't know, Con. Leave it up to your own fucking devices if you want to see this. Just know you got 5 people here saying it's not worth watching.
Well, look, if you want the total bad experience, Cotton, I suggest watching this movie with Bon Jovi's "Slippery When Wet" playing in the background.
Lots of cocaine.
Or do that, Cotton. Watch Beverly Hills Ninja instead. It's a lot better.
Yeah, the one that embarrassed Chris Farley.
For Big Trouble in Little China.
I've never seen It Man. That's another one.
That was great. Yeah,
talking about.
That's fucking good. It's really based on a real life thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Chicago Cubs. I would say pass.
Yeah, pass on Pray for Death.
The second worst Jackie Chan movie we've watched this month.
That's it.
You know a movie's bad when you can't even find like funny gifs for it. Fucking Revenge of the Ninja has a gif of the guy jumping off the building with the crate. So.
Oh man, Chief the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
That's what this movie could have used. We could have used the ninja falling out of the sky.
Dude, I gotta make a Studio Ghibli of Chief the Hitman.
But hey, his helmet's cool. That's the one fucking thing we got covered for this movie.
It's got door hinges on the sides.
Yeah, it's got barn doors. It has barn doors on it. And he's wearing pantyhose on his face.
Hey, don't forget the bad guy's so tough that he could punch him with those cage doors on and still hurt him.
It took so long for him to kill that fucking guy, Joe the cab driver.
Yeah,
the bladed nunchucks had to take him out.
God, that guy. It's not even like, all right, you know how like Clarence Boddicker was a scumbag, but like he was still kind of like chuckling when he was on screen? You don't even get that from this guy.
No.
That poor old man in the beginning, he didn't deserve that. Mm-hmm. He didn't deserve to have the floor catch on fire and then move over to the car where he was beat unconsciously.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, they hate women and old people in this movie.
Yeah, his Sho Kosugi's wife. Yeah. Like, oh, she gets hit by a car and then fucking killed by that fucking
She gets
cab
killed by
driving
duct
ass.
tape.
That cab driving scumbag. Yeah, duct tape made her bleed all over the cab driver.
Yeah, we need to put some regulations on assault duct tape.
Look at this one goddamn gif they have for this movie. Are you kidding me?
I don't know, Chris. Duct tape is the preferred method of mothers who want to kill their children. So I don't know. You might be onto something.
Yeah, this movie's so lame. This is the only gif we get.
4 people die every year. From... Hey, look, it's Shang Tsung beating up Ryu from Street Fighter.
Anthrax and Bon Jovi. That sounds like a weird goddamn show.
Wow. Yeah. Singing Black Lodge 1 minute, and then all of a sudden, oh, bo, bo.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Although I think I'd rather fucking watch a Bon Jovi concert on a VHS tape recorded in 1987 than watch this movie again. Because this ain't it, man. This ain't the ninja action I came to see.
Right.
We're getting like a relocation story. It says he's a retired ninja. But like, what was his... So he was like your ninja you'd find in the yellow pages over in Japan?
Well, my 401k, I had to tap into it because I retired from my ninjutsu training.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe he was... Oh, shit. Maybe he didn't tell his kids that he's the actor on that Black Ninja TV show they were watching.
Maybe.
Because that couldn't have not been him under the mask. That had to have been in that opening scene.
Yeah.
Oh, the motorcycle? Is this the one? Is this the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about the one where he had the motorcycle with the clear shield?
Yeah. Wasn't that? Oh God, what the hell?
Reb Brown.
Yeah, some famous actor.
Reb Brown. His name was Reb Brown.
He was like the descendant of somebody famous.
He was in The Howling too.
A purple.
But yeah, he had, instead of the mask, he had a fucking helmet, right? He had a motorcycle helmet with the A on it.
Yeah. Yeah, he put the shield on the bike.
Yeah, and it was like a battering ram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reb Brown, that was the guy. Yeah, he was in Vinny's favorite movie, Howling 2.
The best.
But which one was worse, Vinny? This or Howling 2?
This. At least we had tits.
Yeah, there are at least tits in that one, yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you going to just completely throw out the midget?
Which midget? Oh, wait, that's right. Like out the window, right?
Oh, yeah, the midget that got impaled on the fence?
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, making impalements great again.
Dude, this movie, it's so weak that they only have one GIF on fucking... if you search for GIFs.
Movie is. Like, it doesn't even have a cult following. It's that bad.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a one and done, bro.
Yeah, this is a career ender.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Go on.
I'm sure he did. I don't know about son though.
I would laugh my ass off if this was like the last film of his son or him. Like.
Also, how come he only trains one of his sons to be a martial artist in this movie?
His other son was gay.
Yeah, his other son was a fucking candy ass who got picked on by the little bandana gang.
Dude,
that was gay.
That pussy couldn't even get up after he got hit by a car. Fuck him.
I know, it took duct tape to take the mom out.
Yeah, and we said he's not even smart enough to build his fucking Goonies bike either, you know? That kid had no redeeming qualities. 6 shoes. I wish this fucking I would take that $75.
God, yeah, I don't know how this one got a green light. Whether like, shit, we got like this. I don't think movies like this would ever be made today, in the sense that no production company would ever go, yeah, this is going to be a net loss. Like, we can't even write this off on our taxes.
As bored as I was with Enter the Ninja, it was still better than this.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure about that, Chris. You got to tell me that Disney really felt that Snow White was going to be a big financial success.
I honestly think they do. Like, I think because they like there's this weird like microcosm of like circle jerks where they all get high off their own farts. Like it happened in the gaming industry all the time. They're like, our game is so awesome. We've got non-binary purple-haired hippos as our main characters. Like, this is totally gonna sell. And then like once the gamers get a hold of it, they're like, what the hell is this crap? And also like the whole world view of these internal developers are like, oh, you know, and I think that happens in movies too, where they're like, only bigots wouldn't watch this movie, you know, and sure enough.
Oh, all right, but you can't say that back in 1985 they would think that about this movie, though.
Yeah, like I honestly I don't know how. Like, maybe in the 80s, the economy was so much better that people could like take losses and it wasn't like a big deal. But like, this movie was just bad from the onset. Like, every possible concept was like, it would have been destroyed. Like at any kind of like pre-screening or like early like brainstorming. You know what I mean? Like, you had that shit on the whiteboard and they're like, no, this is terrible.
Well, also you used to have the luxury of, all right, so your movie tanked at the box office, but you can make up for it with VHS and you know, and like pay-per-view used to be big for movies, like when you know the pay-per-views on movie chat or like cable, like where you would fucking, what was it? Well, it was like 5 or 6 months between the theater and putting it on cable.
Yeah, it was
something like that. It was something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, HBO was a godsend back in the 80s, dude.
Yeah. And this is back when there was just one HBO. You didn't have 6 different HBO channels.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember paying like $5 to rent a movie from like the on-demand or whatever it is, pay-per-view. Like, you'd have to like call up the phone number and then be like, yes, this is my cable company, whatever my customer number was.
And then they started doing it where you could just like type it into the box and shit.
Yeah. I think that was like, as you got older, I remember that there was like you could actually just hit a button or whatever on the cable remote and it would buy the movie. There'd be like a okay or cancel option. Mm-hmm. Man, God, it's hard to believe how long ago that was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, streaming really did kind of fuck everything up.
Well, internet in general fucked up a lot of different things.
Yeah. Yeah, so
it's
much
a blessing and a curse.
Well, there's so much more of it, but there's just so much more mediocrity. Like as terrible as this was, there would be like 100 of these movies now, you know?
Yeah, but all right. Says this film was unfavorably viewed by film critics. No fucking shit. Here it says the budget, and it does not say the fucking box office. So I'm gonna check IMDb for.
Come on, bomb.
Well, you know what, Chris? That you're saying that there would be 1,000 more. Technically, there are. They're just not. They're made for freaking streaming service movies now. I mean, there's that really garbage one that Zack Snyder did for Netflix where he completely bastardizes all the mythology of the Norse religion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. What about that Star Wars ripoff he did? The dialogue was so poorly written in the pacing. I thought I was having a stroke when I was watching it.
Isn't that the same movie?
Rebel Moon? No, Rebel Moon wasn't the Norse one.
He did a Norse one.
Yeah, he did a Norse one too.
God.
Yeah,
IMDb only has the box office of this dude. The fucking the profit on this is undisclosed.
I still smell toasted almonds and burnt toast after watching those Snyder movies. I didn't watch the second one.
dude, it was so bad. Like scenes made no sense, and it just randomly went to the next scene. Like there was no resolution on things, and then like the way that people were speaking, I was seriously considering I was like suffering like an embolism in the brain or something because I was like, what are they? Nobody talks like this. What the fuck is happening? Hold on, I gotta go into Jackie Chan for a moment. What is happening?
All right,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even illegally stream Andor season 2. Told that.
Yeah. Even if I pirated that, I feel like I got ripped off.
Yes, I'd want my money back, and I fucking stole that shit. Fuck you. It's like nah. No Star Wars. Nothing Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is DEAD.
Well, there was a great trilogy. Star Wars is a great trilogy and some amazing video games. Other than that, I have no desire.
Let's stop fucking the fucking skeleton eye socket of the Star Wars corpse.
Listen, they're pulling that Mexican in the subway, raping that corpse of Star Wars for 30 minutes on a fucking New York subway fucking thing.
Oh shit. Yeah, RR's right. There's more shit.
That's true because when I fucking years ago, someone gave me a Netflix password and I was using it from time to time. Oh my god, it was like a chore trying to look for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just garbage. And
that was a decade ago too. So
have you noticed that with the advent of streaming, like your threshold for sitting through a movie is incredibly like lowered. Like if you were to look at some of my streaming things before I canceled them all, you would see like a whole bunch of movies started and then like 5 minutes in or like a minute or 10 minutes or whatever, it just stopped. Like I just stopped and never went back to it.
All right, what would you guys say here to the Tollbat's questions? I would rather watch this than any Disney Star Wars. I'll say I'll give this movie that much credit. If I had like a choice, a gun to my head, or
yeah, this one didn't insult me. It was just bad. like honestly, like the Star Wars prequels, they didn't insult me. They were just shitty films. Yeah. And that's like I was just like, well, they're just not for me, And
because also with this, there's nothing before of like there's no Pray for Death lore to ruin with this movie. This movie just ruins itself. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You mean you guys aren't? I'm hearing that you guys aren't fans of a black stormtrooper who's actually a sanitation worker. Like I'm very confused on all this now.
He's a janitor.
But I'll watch this again before I watch any of that shit because there was nothing to be ruined.
I ain't watching either.
Right?
No. If gun to head, like I would rather watch this. It's bad. I wasn't insulted by it. I just didn't like it.
Let's put it in perspective as somebody had seen this once before. I didn't like it back then. I still watched it again anyway against my better judgment. I will never watch Disney Star Wars shit.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy is. Yeah, he's someone who'll get your back in a fight any day of the week.
Yeah,
brother.
But it's just like those Disney movies. They like lecture you and like, like they insult you. Like I actually felt insulted after I watched The Force Awakens.
Didn't they put? I heard because I don't watch this shit. Didn't they do like satanic, weird lesbian witches and stuff? Instead of the Force.
Yes, they have like these lesbian witch cult or whatever, black lesbian witch cult.
Hold on. I'm checking out now.
Yeah.
That's true, RR. That is absolutely true.
Oh, good lord. Fuck man.
Go, child.
That's right, child.
Mm-hmm. She's like, they're at the DMV for the Empire. I'm going on my lunch break. You're in the wrong line, girl.
Intergalactic DMV. Oh God!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Luke Skywalker also turn into a trans activist?
Yeah, and then they ate him alive on that blue sky thing. You know, the kitty fiddler thing.
I don't know. Didn't he also? I don't even know what's going on. All I know is he kidnapped some fucking little green Yoda's great grandkid or something.
Are you talking about the guy who played Cockknocker in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Yeah, that gay guy. He laughs like a joker. I don't know. I heard that guy. He's gonna transition soon as well. It's amazing.
Into a human?
No, there's something far worse.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to mention that real quick. You talk about the original trilogy. From what we've seen, and this is where you talk about online presence and the internet has ruined things even further. I can't even watch the old school trilogy anymore just because of one person. The guy just gets on my nerves so bad that I can't even stomach watching those movies anymore.
You can't yes. People really have poisoned the well so bad that you can't separate the art from the artist. It's disappointing. It really is.
As an Oasis fan back in the 90s, it really is worse now because like the Gallagher brothers to me were just human garbage, but their music was absolutely amazing, and I could separate the art from the artist. I loved the music, hated the band. And now I'm with Tommy. Like there are films I'm just like, get that asshole off my screen. I don't want to see that shit.
All you got to do is mention Robert. Don't even finish it. I'm out.
It's so bad because there were. Oh my God! Through the years, there's a lot of Robert De Niro movies that I really enjoyed, man.
Yep. And I can't tolerate any of them anymore.
It's fucking sad, man. It's sad. It is so fucking sad. Although I could still. I could still soldier through whenever Midnight Run is on. Midnight Run is an awesome fucking movie. Like I forget that De Niro's in it. Like I should do my best to. I was like, no, I could get through this. It's different though. Like say watching an old wrestling event and seeing Chris Benoit. That's totally different. Because that motherfucker killed a 7-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I get mad. When I see an old event and just see that.
Or did his wife do it? Because, there's some questions. But yeah, either way.
Did his wife or did Kevin Sullivan? I know people like to blame Kevin Sullivan for it. I think that's bullshit.
It was woman's. Look, her fingerprints were the only prints on the duct tape that she was tied with, all right? She was the last one to die.
Well, it's up until someone finally comes through.
How did she get the freaking the cords around him in the workout room? There?
Probably drugged him in the wine. Plus, all the steroids were in her name. He didn't have any except for the testicular steroids he was taking because he had dead testicles.
Jesus.
Wait,
there was a chick that broke down everything and not having a. This is what got the police reports where WWE interfered. Like, when the stuff with Vince comes out, I wouldn't have a doubt in my mind that he somehow had something to do with it.
Wow.
All right. Well, all right. So, what about the whole fucking Wikipedia thing?
Wikipedia is a bullshit site.
No, but how was it on there, and then someone took it off, and then it was revealed that he died?
To cause confusion, because anybody can put shit on Wikipedia at any time.
But, coincidence, right? At the moment of while this is actually going on, because how long did they say the bodies were there in that house for? Like 2 or 3 days, right?
Well, they don't know because there were different temperatures in different rooms and shit. That's what I mean. There's so much shit that doesn't make sense, and then when you go through and you find out there was no steroids in Chris Benoit's system.
So it was Kevin Sullivan's black devil magic.
No, it had nothing to do with Sullivan. It literally, I'm pretty sure it was woman accidentally over-medicated the kid, flipped out because there was wine downstairs, and then Chris Benoit was, strangled and, hung by equipment.
Also, weren't they separated at the time?
No.
They weren't
separated. No, dude, she wanted to have kids. That's why he was on testosterone for his balls. Because she wanted to have another kid.
They said that there was marital problems and
Well, their kid was messed up. Their kid had fucking health problems. I forget what they said he had, but he was.
He had a psycho for a dad. That's a pretty bad.
And a mom, because she was the one that all the drugs his names were on.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget. Yeah, she was with a Satanist for a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't believe it was Kevin Sullivan or any of that shit. And yeah, there was other foul things that obviously happened. And I don't know, when this chick, Purple Sky, when she went through the whole case, the whole Benoit files, it's on YouTube. Look it up. Dude, like, even if you're not a wrestling fan, like, just for good court cases, what she brings up, if you were to see that and the media would have covered it like they should have, nobody would have been being like, oh, yeah, it was steroids, and oh, it was because of the headbutts and all this other bull. There's more shit that was. I'm not saying that he did or didn't. All I'm saying is there's a lot of other shit that happened that we don't know about. And 3 people died when 1 could have.
I always thought it was really suspicious when they show like his brain scans, and it was something that was like
an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then how would he have functioned at all?
His father asked for that. His father wanted his brain scanned.
And the place that did this stuff is the only place doing it, so it's all theatrical anyway. Yeah. Like, there's no proven other than them saying this. There's no doctors or anything. It's just that one, whatever that place is called. I can't remember the name of it right offhand. But again, like Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers. But to your point, yeah, you're right. You can't separate what had same with China, right? Like everything with DX, and then she goes to porn, and it really got bad and dark for her as well. But then Sonny, look at again the same shit with her. They knew she was a raging alcoholic with issues and kept releasing her, and then she killed somebody again drunk.
Yeah.
So
they kept her around because she was blowing everyone and bending over. So.
Well, yeah. Also, she was their eye candy for that struggling time. They were struggling hard at that fucking time.
Yeah, and
like from 93, 94, like from 93 to like 97 was where it started to turn around a little bit for them.
Yep, and the brunette was the other one. The one who left her family to go to do wrestling. The fuck is her name?
Look, I'll take our older wrestling over this new shit. Anyway.
Hey, are you talking about Paige?
No. The older one. The one that was with fucking
Tessa Blanchard?
Jake the Snake and all them.
Oh.
Woman? I mean, Sherry?
Sherry.
Yeah.
She's another
Sherry
one,
Martel.
They were passing her around and fucking doping her up as much as possible.
Well, what about one of the other faces that they made at a company for a long time? Freaking Sable. There was another one. Yeah. She was a freaking whore. She freaking left Marrow. She left Marrow for a few other people, and then eventually settled on freaking
every single one of those women in wrestling. They jump from one guy to another. Right. Just look at Deborah. Deborah went from Mongo to Jeff Jarrett to Austin.
Yep.
And then it was funny because Kurt Angle decided to bring his wife into wrestling when he was in TNA. Brought his wife to work wrestling. Jarrett. Real life, his wife leaves him for Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
That was fucked up.
Holy shit.
That's how lame of a movie Pray for Death is. Now we're talking about fucking wrestling. We're doing cold case Chris Benoit.
Hey man, it was it's just a thing.
Yeah.
This was a really bad movie.
It was a bad movie.
Fucking terrible.
How come nobody in wrestling is doing a ninja gimmick? Someone needs to bring back a ninja gimmick for wrestling.
Oh, you mean like Glacier? The most expensive. Remember that Cornfred Sub-Zero?
There's like a million Japanese wrestlers you could give a ninja gimmick to.
No. We're gonna do we should do a Vince McMahon. We should bring Braun Strowman back as the fucking ninja.
Well, no. Well, they fucking did. They did that with Prince Albert. They decided to paint Prince Albert and call him Lord Tensai, and we're all supposed to forget that we just saw this guy a few years ago as fucking Prince Albert.
God.
Oh, like, what the hell? They took a Samoan guy and they turned him into a sumo wrestler.
Oh, they also made Scott Hall Cuban.
Yeah. Well, you remember when he was Rocky Maivia, part of like the Republican powerhouses?
Yeah.
Oh my god, when he was wearing like feathers and shit.
Yeah, he had like a turquoise, it was like turquoise and brown striped, like. Yeah.
And he had like his hair looked like fucking pubes.
Yeah,
his hair looked like wet pubes.
Hey, look,
you went down the rabbit hole of wrestling real quick. I don't know if you've seen it. There was a short clip out there of Hogan and Bischoff. Apparently, they're both getting ready to come back and do something together in wrestling. I don't know what company they're doing it in.
American freestyle wrestling. Yeah, but if they're calling it freestyle wrestling, that means it's going to be like college style wrestling, right? It's going to be like amateur collegiate style. Because isn't that what freestyle wrestling is?
I think that's what it is, but I don't think they know that.
Because there's two types of wrestling. There's Greco-Roman and freestyle. Those are the two types of Olympic wrestling. So freestyle wrestling would be that, with the fucking earmuffs and motherfuckers on all fours, mount me. That shit.
Well, there's French beer failed horribly.
First of all, fuck Eric Bischoff. I'm so tired of hearing about people go, he's a genius for what he did with the NWO. That motherfucker, it was a slam dunk for him. Because first of all, it wasn't even his idea. He took that idea from a fucking Japanese company and just put it on a bigger stage with bigger names. That's all he did. But they treat this guy like he's a goddamn wrestling genius. No, he's not. No, he's not. This motherfucker he should be producing game shows. That's what he fucking seems like. Mm-hmm. I never understood the fucking praise for that guy.
Nowhere else, bro. I don't even think he should be on game shows. He's just fine doing the stuff on YouTube because he's not that entertaining or knowledgeable.
And oh my god, I couldn't stand it when they tried to make him look like a tough guy. And like he would be like karate kicking people. Dude.
Sitting here talking about kicking Shawn Michaels' ass, which is funny because if you put the two of them in a fight, I think it would be like a slap fest.
But you know what? I have a feeling Shawn Michaels would probably beat his ass though. Eric Bischoff does. We at least know that Shawn Michaels has been in bar fights. We know because he got his ass stomped in fucking in Syracuse.
My one Marine kicked his ass.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the mass transit could beat Eric Bischoff. And as a matter of fact, if you want the ultimate grudge match for the fans to enjoy,
would it be the corpse of mass transit, or are we bringing him back to life?
Let's do it. Let's put Eric Bischoff in the ring with New Jack. Let's just watch the freaking fireworks from that.
New Jack was a piece of shit too. Fuck that guy.
Exactly. We don't care what happens to either one of them. This could be
dead
great.
Anyway.
Yeah, he died. What? He died last year, I think.
Yeah.
Did he die? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think it was like last year.
Yeah. He passed.
I think it was like not too long after his Dark Side of the Ring episode. I think.
Oh, he did a couple of them.
Of what, Dark Side of the Ring episodes?
Yeah, because they did another one where they went back.
Yeah, but there was one where I think because there was one where they did about ECW, but there was another one where it was just all about New Jack.
Right. Yeah, but they did a series called After. I think it was After Dark or something like that. Where
that's right.
They re-talked about the episodes later on.
Yeah.
Was it Tommy Dreamer? Was it Tommy Dreamer doing it, Tommy?
I think he was there too, but I forget who else was there. There was a few people there. But they weren't like the main host. There was some guy, I don't even remember who he was that was hosting it, but they had a few like interviews with New Jack at the time.
What? Baby Drew? Is that, you mean Drew? Is that what's talking about?
So 2021, May 14th, 2021, he died.
New Jack?
Yeah.
And what was it? Does it say what it was?
I just got the date. I didn't look up what.
They probably found him dead of a crack overdose.
All right, well, damn it. Well, who else can we put him in the ring that we don't care about? Could be dangerous.
How about Brutus Beefcake? Let's get Brutus Beefcake some work, or the Nasty Boy, or the Nasty Boys.
He humped his wife to death.
I was surprised that Knobs and Sags were still alive.
Hold on, Tolbat's right. Vinny did fall asleep. Guys, I'm gonna get going. I got you, man. Since early today, so
yeah, I'm with you.
What's your score for the movie before you run out?
0.
I'm pulling a Tommy, -10. Yeah, guys, no. No, I give it -9. I'll give a portion of a point because we got to laugh a little bit and hang out. But yeah. Tomorrow, we're gonna be doing Dexter episodes 5 and 6.
5 and 6, yeah.
Yeah, 5 and 6. So yeah, that's tomorrow, season 2. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you everybody who actually did come out and.
I got a better movie for next week, Vinny. All right.
Okay. What movie?
Or I'll spoil it. Fine.
Or if you wanted it to be a surprise, we can.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. But yeah, guys, hope everyone have a great night. Man. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Have a good one, Benny. Thanks
Later, guys.
For hanging out, man.
Yep, a pleasure.
There's not really much else to fucking say about this fucking movie.
No, this movie was awful.
It was really bad.
I'm telling you what, in comparison, Hobo with a Shotgun is a cinematic masterpiece.
You know what? At least as over the top and stupid as Hobo with a Shotgun was, at least it gives you stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, what is there to talk about this? Oh, the part where he goes on the boat. He goes on the boat, turns the lights out, and puts a knife to the bad guy's neck, telling him, "Stay away from my family." Right after he had them run down by a car.
Yep.
What you? Oh, like, oh, that was fucking so stupid. It was stupid.
You want to see a horrible movie? You got the name, because this movie it doesn't go anywhere, and it is hard to follow. Like, you're sitting here watching this shit, it just doesn't matter.
No.
I'm telling you what,
Cannon movies were better than this.
As bad as this one is, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Any episode of The Big Bang Theory is better.
Oh, you know what? Big Bang Theory, at least I get to stare at two hot blonde girls. There was not like, all right, his wife in this was cute, but
we didn't get any titties in this movie.
No. And we see they're at that party on the boat about those girls that they keep talking about, like the crooked cops were talking about. We talked to a couple hookers. Then show some fucking hookers.
Yeah.
Show some hookers, damn it. I came here for the hookers.
You got hookers in Hobo with a Shotgun.
I came here for the hookers and the ninjas. And I was lacking in both categories.
Yeah, for the liquor wash.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tommy, Adam, right? Yeah, Adam, you said you grew up watching NWA? Like NWA / WCW? You remember this guy? The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez? Do you remember that guy?
Yep, Bloodbath.
Okay.
Yep.
Apparently, this guy... All right, so it was after they killed Bruiser Brody and did all they could to fucking make sure the guy who killed him got away with it in Puerto Rico. So supposedly it wasn't the invader guy who killed Bruiser Brody. It was because there was like Invader 1, 2, 3, 4, shit like that. So supposedly Manny Fernandez had a receipt for that. And I saw the clip of it, and I don't know if this is real or not. But all right. Invader 3. Do you know what I'm talking about? Chicago Cubs, where Manny Fernandez kept jumping off the top rope, knee first, into this dude's ribs, and he full force. He did this shit fucking 3 or 4 times, and then you just see a fucking gusher of fucking blood coming out of this dude's mouth.
I always figured it had something to do with the Booker in Puerto Rico.
Carlos Colon?
Yeah.
Well, wait, Carlos Colon. Wait, no, the one who killed Brody was booking, right? The one that the invader who killed Brody was booking, right?
Could be. I don't know if it was late, but I just know I always figured it had something to do with the book because the dude did never get arrested, and what was it? Rocky Johnson's ex-partner. My brain's not working.
Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas carried his body out.
Atlas talked about it in some of those interviews and stuff. And even though dude had been down some rough roads, I believe what Atlas said, and
I believe what he says too. He's a crackhead and a fucking sexual degenerate, but I do believe what he says.
He saw what he was saying. He saw, and I believe that story because it feels right. Because nobody got arrested for doing it. Like, you don't just shank a motherfucker.
He said he was back here in the States, and he gets the notice to go to the trial in Puerto Rico 2 days after the trial. So they did everything they could to cover up for that scumbag that killed him. All right, it was Invader 1. Okay.
I think he was the book.
See, if they're gonna do a movie, I always said that they should a wrestling movie. They should do a movie about that, the whole Brody thing.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember hearing they were gonna do a Chris Benoit movie. How nah.
You can't. I mean, that's
like
trying to do a Piper movie. You really can't. You know, as much as those of us that live Vinny, especially, and I, being Piper fans, it's just. It's beyond that time now because they've killed the business. So, it's changed. It's nothing that I enjoy watching anymore. So I just watch old stuff.
Did you see Iron Claw?
I was just going to say that they screw up everything like Iron Claw.
Yep.
That's
they omitted a whole kid.
Yeah. When I heard that they eliminated a Von Erich, like they put 2 of them into one character. I think I heard.
Yep. And MJF barely had a minute in it. Like that was the one thing I was looking forward to seeing. And like Tommy's review, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't waste my time.
No, it wasn't even a minute, and they never even had the camera on his face. I didn't even know that was MJF.
That's what you said. You were like, he was in the movie?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, that's the fake Von Erich or whatever. And it was like, they show like this.
It was Lance Von Erich, the one Von Erich that wasn't related to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just showed this like quick little like montage of them in the ring doing some ring work, and they never cut to the guy or anything. He's not even a focus of a single shot. Like,
but Chicago Cubs. I remember this. A lot of the wrestlers, they didn't want to go to Puerto Rico because of that. I don't fucking blame them either. You could be next. You could be next. You could be brought into that fucking shower and not make it out either.
Jesus.
Pass.
But I think Carlito took over for it because that was his dad ended up becoming the number 1 in that company, like the fucking head of the company, Carlos Colon, Carlito's dad. I think Carlito ended up like taking over somehow with that company.
Yes, I wasn't ever a Carlito fan or really watched a lot of his work back then.
He was back in like 2005, 2006, around that time.
But when he was in Puerto Rico, I wasn't watching any of that.
Mm.
But
of course, we didn't have the stuff like on the internet like we do now.
Is Iron Claw worth watching? Is it actually good?
I would say no, personally.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of it.
That sucks. Well, once I saw the horrible attempt at Ric Flair, I was like, really?
Well, and like it was just like it was a big shit on Fritz Von Erich film too.
Yep.
It was like, really?
They always make him out to be a bad guy in everything.
Yeah, and it was just it's like dude's just trying.
In a way, he was a bad guy. In a way, he was.
And that's the thing is like they skimp on everybody else's flaws and they focus solely on him, and it was like, oh, okay. I'm like, wow, that guy was a bastard. Like that sucks. And then it's like you learn later on, it's like, no, that's actually not even remotely what happened. I'm like, well, then why did they put it in the damn movie?
Well, how are you gonna omit one of the Von Erichs when you're doing a Von Erich movie? That's fucking so stupid.
Man, yeah, and then not only that, but like the way that it was shot, some of the like, so you remember when Kerry lost his foot?
Yeah.
So they show him. Accident. Yeah, they show him in one scene riding his motorcycle, and there's like headlights off in the distance, and then it cuts to him waking up, and he's waking up to go get some breakfast or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, like you have no idea what's happening. And then, like, out of nowhere, the camera just slowly reveals Like, it doesn't zoom in or anything. So if you're not really paying attention, you have no idea what just fucking happened. He's like missing a foot, and it's like already healed and everything. Like, it's just a nub, and they just show like a CG nub. I'm like, what the fuck was that? like, oh, that must have been when Kerry lost his leg. Like, you wouldn't, if you didn't know that happened, you'd be like, what the hell just happened?
Dude, seriously, like, if you want to watch like a wrestling movie or show, it kind of sucks because it's only available on Netflix. I would say Heels is a much better show to watch than to watch the Iron Claw movie.
You know what? The first season of Glow was awesome. Yes. I loved it. And it just got so much worse. Like second season. Oh my.
Did you watch the third? The third was
garbage.
That was
horrible. Oh my God. Like what they did to the guy, the guy who originally backed them, the one with the money, like the way they turned that guy. Like, all right, we're just gonna make him gay.
Yeah, like, yeah. They made him like this weird.
He's gay now. He's gay now.
That explains it. He's gay.
Like he married what's her face, the British chick, to like keep her in the country, and then next season he's gay.
Yeah.
She made him gay.
But that's what happens when you feminize anything. That's why I don't like 99% of our media, because we live in a feminized culture now. Like everything is through the lens of like how can we make women comfortable? You know, like how do we have the female perspective? It's like I don't give a shit about the female perspective anymore. You know, I've seen it and I don't like it. What's that thing? Like, don't ever try to understand women, because even women understand women. They don't like them. You know, like
crazy, yeah.
Like, did they really do this in Iron Claw? They did a Kerry Von Erich going up to heaven scene, like floating up to heaven and shit. They really did that. Like a fucking episode of Tom and Jerry or something.
Holy shit! Let me. Oh god! Now I gotta go bring it up.
I'm so glad I missed that movie.
If I don't remember that, if that's in it, holy shit, was I tuned out at that?
It'll be on YouTube if it exists.
Yeah, I seem to recall some kind of scene like that.
Man, I thought that was supposed to be a serious movie. That doesn't sound serious at all, bro.
He's got like the little angel wings and the little halo that's like...
He's playing
the harp on his way up.
It's super serial. Slasher. Super serial.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
You know, wasn't that movie with Mickey Rourke in it, The Wrestler?
The Wrestler.
That was a pretty.
That was an awesome movie. I thought it was great. Yeah, and it wasn't. It's not even like because it was it was like I consider that part of an unofficial trilogy, because you had that, then you had fucking The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg, and then you had the MMA version, Warrior, with Tom Hardy. Who's that dude? He used to look like roided out. He used to look like a roided out Conan O'Brien, and he was in everything at one point. Joel something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Joel Edgerton. That was it. This guy was in everything at one point, and now he's just like gone.
Yeah, he's kind of like Sam.
Those three movies were great. I love those movies. The Wrestler was like such a depressing fucking movie, man.
It was,
but I didn't want to kill myself after watching it, though.
From what I hear, that's a pretty accurate portrayal of like the life cycle of a failed wrestler.
The down on your luck, basically the story of guys like Brutus Beefcake and fucking Greg the Hammer Valentine,
Tony Atlas,
Tony Atlas, fucking Jake the Snake was at that point before he got his AEW gig. With his false teeth and everything.
God, it's so like I don't know why anybody would want to be a wrestler if they like if that's like your.
I wanted to be a wrestler at one point. At one point in my life, I actually wanted to. I wanted to,
like get injured and then nobody gives a fuck about you, and you're like chasing your meal across the country. You have no roots.
Then again, I used to want to be a lot of things too. I wanted to be a baseball player. I wanted to, But
man.
I know, I was too short, too skinny.
Wait,
I probably would have. I would have. I'm only 5'10", so.
Have you seen AEW?
Although you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I went to some indie shows where I was towering over some of these people.
Yeah,
that's the indies though.
like little Lilliput gang there. They're freaking. There's that one dude in AEW that's like 5'2".
Oh, the cannonball guy.
Yeah, a Hungy. Yo.
Oh, well, I remember when AEW started. Yeah, they had all right. This dude was smaller than Jungle Boy.
Ooh.
Marco Stunt. Did anyone ever heard that name before? This motherfucker, he looks like a cross between a 10-year-old and an 85-year-old. You know the type of people like remember those bitter beer face commercials?
Yeah, the geriatric toddler. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, it was fucking weird looking. This motherfucker, yeah, I was probably taller than this dude.
Well, they have this one guy, that Adam Cole, that they're pushing in AEW.
Yeah, Adam Cole looks like a goddamn bobblehead came to life.
Yeah, he looks like he's suffering from HIV or something, or cancer. And, like, he's fragile. Like, apparently he had, like, major head injuries and shit. And it's like, why are you in this sport still, dude? Like, learn to code. Like,
well, I mean, he started off in Ring of Honor for a good number of years. And then eventually, was it NXT that?
Wait,
that
which one? What were we talking about again?
Cole.
Oh, Adam Cole. Yeah.
Because he was in Ring of Honor for a good number of years, and then I think it was NXT brought him up, and then they moved him up from NXT, and then
they never brought him to the main roster. I don't think they brought him up to the main roster.
I thought they might have had him on some sideshows on SmackDown or something.
Dude, the guy weighs about as much as my leg.
Yeah, I don't think he made it out of NXT. He might have like had some like dark matches for them and shit.
He makes the 1 to 3 Kid look like Sid Vicious.
Yeah, he does. He really fucking does. You're not for nothing. X-Pac looks like fucking Scott Steiner compared to a lot of newer guys.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Oh God, what was that really skinny dude? He always wore the white beater, the black hair. He started off in WCW.
Oh, Billy Kidman. There was another one that was a scrawny nothing. Yep. Yeah, but he looked like a giant compared to like the Young Bucks.
Yeah, the Young Bucks. Those look like trans men. they were born women.
Chicago Cubs say that there was no Kerry Von Erich with the wings.
Well, no. Chris was joking about that.
Yeah. They weren't playing going on up to the spirit of the sky. Playing that shit in the background while he's playing the fucking harp.
Stop it! You're gonna laugh yourselves to death. Little cartoon.
I just see him busting out the YMCA and shit.
All right, AEW is the biggest budget indie federation that you'll ever see. That's all it is. Well, why don't they pick so many of these cookie cutter looking guys? They're like they do all the same shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, then they bring in people like fucking Lance Archer.
Yep.
And guys like fucking Big Cass, whatever the fuck they call him now.
Cade. Yeah, these
Brian Cage
dudes.
Yep. But you have like 3 of those guys and 100 young bucks.
Yep.
Like that just totally just makes wrestling not fun. The small guys used to be part of it was like the way women were.
Man.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was just like a special attraction was the luchador matches or the cruiserweight division in general. They didn't have to be Mexican luchadors,
Dude, some of their luchadors are bigger than these people.
Yeah, Dean Malenko looks like the Big Show. What I fucking... All right, Dean Malenko also... He was short, but that motherfucker looked, jacked for his size. He was like a fucking, he had like that fire hydrant build to him.
Yeah.
Well, old school Taz was another one. Though.
Yeah, Taz was another one.
Yeah, look at Taz's kid there.
How is he so... He looks like one of those Calvin Klein commercials in the 90s. Remember the 90s Calvin Klein commercials where they would get the skinniest dudes possible?
You look like you work out.
Shit like that. That's what Taz's son looks like.
The wood panel.
I tell you what, AEW's roster looks like Spike Dudley could just clear house if he went there.
Yeah.
Spike Dudley would whoop the fucking ass of everybody there, including Kenny Omega.
Oh my God! Here, I got the perfect tag team to clear AEW out: Spike Dudley and Little Guido.
Little Guido, he was small, but he looked like, he was in shape. That motherfucker was pretty jacked for a dude his size.
You heard what they basically told like Bret Hart to like fuck off, like that
he would wanted to give his his
yeah. But when Bret talks, you listen, man. That guy's a legend in the industry.
But you know what though? There's so many of these guys that talk out of both sides of their mouth. I'm sorry, man. Bret Hart is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. He's in my top 10. Mm-hmm. But the guy, there's something wrong with him. Listen, so he gets very upset that when Seth Rollins broke Cena's face open it was an episode of Raw, and fucking Rollins jumps right in Cena's face. Boom! Knee.
Yep.
Destroyed his nose.
Shattered his nose. Yeah, there was blood everywhere.
Cena was like a waterfall for the rest of the match. The match still went on after that for another couple of minutes.
I loved it.
Damn.
All right, so Bret Hart gets on Twitter or wherever the fuck, and he's bitching about Seth Rollins being unsafe, blah blah blah. And then of course, the fucking Goldberg shit. Goldberg being unsafe.
Well,
then I see
screw up Sting.
But all right, yeah. Well, this was he really said this it was right after he destroyed Cena's face. So this was a running thing with Rollins too. He was hurting including himself. He was injuring people. But then, all right,
when he broke his leg against Kane, trying to do the flip over,
trying to do the sunset flip powerbomb. Yep. But he also broke one of Brock's ribs doing a fucking shooting star press.
Jesus.
So anyway, in between the past couple seasons of Dark Side of the Ring, they replaced it with a show called Tales from the Territories, right? Mm-hmm. So what they do is they took a bunch of wrestlers, sat them down, and they would all talk about, they would talk. One of these things was Florida Championship Wrestling. One of them was World Class Wrestling. So when they were doing the Calgary one, Stampede? There you go.
Stampede.
When they were doing the Stampede one, of course they had to have Bret Hart there because his dad ran it. So sitting at the table with him is fucking Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh.
Talk about being unsafe in the ring. It doesn't get more unsafe than giving your opponent hepatitis C.
Yeah.
By cutting him with the same blade that you cut yourself.
Yep.
And this is well known. This is not a fucking secret.
Nope.
And Bret Hart, he was just fine sitting there with Abdullah the Butcher. I'm like, what about people being unsafe? You're gonna be chilling with this dude, you're gonna knock back a couple beers after this. Or is he unsafe? Do you have anything to say to him about that shit?
Right.
That's why I saw when Bret Hart goes on about shit like that, that's why it was the same thing with Bobby Heenan, R.I.P. Bobby Heenan, but you talk that at both sides of your mouth on this one. So the Ultimate Warrior is so dangerous, so unsafe. He dropped me on my face. He hurt me so bad. Oh, you used to really go into Andre and hurt Andre, blah 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 blah. But then on the other hand, he wants to say that WCW should have made Goldberg stay undefeated and have a fucking 100-year reign as champion there. Goldberg's unsafe. Goldberg hurt a lot of fucking people, including himself.
Yep.
That's why I'm saying, when these guys talk, it kind of gives me a different opinion about them. Because sometimes it thinks, I think they just want to hear themselves talk. Because they don't really mean what they say.
As long as Bret's been retired now.
If Bret Hart was really serious about the guys in the ring, why were you sitting there having a grand old time patting Abdullah the Butcher on the back? And all Abdullah the Butcher did, he was just a brawler. That motherfucker never wrestled. He was just a brawler and would use weapons.
the hypocrisy, a lot of those wrestlers are pretty apparent because they almost never in that list of people that are unsafe to be in the ring with, they almost never talk about Brock Lesnar. I mean, you look at that guy, he was the first wrestler that wound up giving Mark Calloway, the Undertaker, a concussion. Nobody had ever given that guy a concussion before. He had gotten broken fingers and everything else in the ring, got his face damn near smashed, but he'd never had a concussion like that in the ring from Brock because Brock is so, he cares so much about
broke
the guy
Hardcore Holly's neck. Do you remember? Did you ever see when he powerbombed Hardcore Holly?
Yeah, broke his neck.
But I'm sorry, that one looked like Hardcore sandbagged that. I'm not saying he did for 100% sure, but it looked like fucking Holly sandbagged him on that. Yeah, and anyone who knows wrestling knows that Hardcore Holly was a fucking jealous asshole. If anyone that was there after him got a whiff of a push, he didn't like that shit. He was another fucking... Him versus New Jack would have been awesome. Let them two fucking stab each other to death. Fucking Thurman Sparky plug. Never liked that fucking guy. But anyway. I'll stop bashing Hardcore Holly. That fucking irrelevant motherfucker. I'm probably the first person in 15, 20 years that said that guy's name. But yeah, Brock was so unsafe he almost killed himself doing a shooting star press at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was Angle.
The match with Angle. First of all, he put Angle in the middle of the ring. It's like maybe you should have dragged him a little closer. I thought they showed clips of him on Twitter though, because he used to wrestle dark matches, and him and Shelton Benjamin were a tag team.
Yep.
And sometimes they get clips of these dark matches years later, and they'll throw them on YouTube on their fucking Vault channel and shit. But they have clips of them on Twitter, and he actually did it.
Yeah.
He pulled it off, and he pulled it off pretty damn good. I guess the fucking,
right.
being on a bigger stage, made him fuck it up probably. But anyway, yeah, pray for death.
Title says it all.
I give this a 3 just because his helmet's cool. I like his helmet at the end. Yeah. That's it for me. You got a score for it, Chris?
I'd give it a 1.5. It didn't hold my attention in any way, shape, or form. The acting was subpar. The casting was hilariously bad. We got a taxi driver for a villain. And the plot was more convoluted than it needed to be. Like, we get it. A bunch of crooked cops hid a necklace. And then, like, the motivation for the villains was really weird. It was like, shit, it's not here. Let's kill people.
Almost hour and a half before he puts that ninja costume on.
And then, like, so then you got Sho Kosugi's little kid there who, like that poor kid couldn't win, man. First he gets in a fight with Lucas from The Wizard and Nicholas from Eight Is Enough.
Show the cab driver fucking blast him punches him in the face, and then hits him with the door.
Yeah, and then it was like, what was the point of the kid fight if you already had like these adults this kid was just like getting his ass kicked every which way. Like, it was kind of funny, but sad at this. It was like, you seriously wrote this, that like an 8-year-old kid just got his ass beat by, the freaking Kids Incorporated, and then
show the cab driver.
Yeah,
motherfucker took out like 10 plus cops in the hospital.
I know, he was like the elderly, was it the Terminator with prostate problems?
Yeah, he's fucking the Terminator with osteoporosis.
And then that random thing where he like slits his wrist for no reason.
To go into the hospital, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you could have just walked in normally. Yeah, this is a bad one, man. 1.5. Dude, the helmet was even bad. Like, the door hinges on it to make it like the shredders. Like it was.
It looked cool. Stupid. It looked cool when the barn doors were closed, though.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like It looked like at the last minute they're like, shit, let's glue a Chinese star on the front. It's so bad, man. Yeah, I definitely I would say avoid this film at all costs.
Yeah. Tommy, how many negatives?
Well,
how many
the
turds dropped on its head?
This one gets no attention from a guinea pig, completely laying down with a big yawn. This is something that absolutely must be avoided at all costs. And if anybody ever mentions that we should watch this movie again, I'm going to have to find a way to come to your house and kick you in the balls.
What do you say, Adam?
I would have to say 0.5.
0.5?
Yeah, wow. Because I mean, for me, it was going to be a negative, but because of all the fun we had making fun of this movie, yeah, it just, you know, our commentary made the movie fun.
Not one memorable scene.
I mean, the helmet.
We could have used an Indian dropping out of the sky with a crate in his hands. We definitely could have used that.
It was
Chief the Hitman Hart, where are you?
Dude, the other movie I was telling you about, Slasher, the
Blood Fight,
even that is 10 times better than this.
I believe
and that's not saying much.
This was like a waste of Sho Kosugi. I like this guy. I like him as a ninja. He's good at, like, when, you know, perfect, like, you know. Get the Japanese guy to play a ninja, you know? The authentic Japanese man. But nah, this is just a waste.
It was.
Really bad.
And we have to look and see if this was the end of his career, because it would be hilarious, because this was pretty bad.
All right.
Again, the most fun was us watching it together and just tearing it apart and making it better.
Let's see his filmography. Let's see his filmography here. Okay, so... Okay. He didn't do a movie the entire year after this. Also the same year. Oh, okay, no, it just says he's the fights choreographer. Oh, no, that's... Alright. That he's the fights choreographer and he started it. So, alright, after Pray for Death, nothing in 1986. 1987, a movie called Rage of Honor. Okay. And then 1988, Aloha Summer and Black Eagle. Oh, he was in Blind Fury? It says he's in Blind Fury. It's been like 10 years since I saw, like, almost 10 years since I saw Blind Fury.
The one where Rucker Hauer, Chris, yeah.
Yeah, it's where...
That was a Western remake of what is it? Zatoichi, the Blind Samurai.
He's got the cane sword. Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it kind of looks like his career was. This seems like a dude whose like career was like on his own terms or something. It's the entire year of 1986, no movie. You know.
I see Chicago Cubs talking about the Master, yeah, and the Pebbles, right? One of the names there reminds me of fucking Mario Van Peebles. I don't know why, but it's funny because I'm thinking about Pebbles. I just seen this really bad movie with him called The Guardian. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. Oh boy,
it's with who?
It's
Mario Van
Pebbles. It's really, really bad. Something about some kind of evil, like Islamic spirit or something like that, jumping into bodies and killing people or something. It's
wait, that's kind of redundant. Evil Islam.
I know, but the movie, that's the way they framed it.
Oh God.
Well, yeah, I would say avoid this one. You know. It's not even worth it, like, as a bad, like, movie watch with your friends. Really. The Room. The Room is a bad movie you want to sit there and make fun of. This one's not even really worth the effort of making fun of it. No. Is what I say.
No.
But thank you guys for chilling out, man. Chris, you want to throw your link in the chat?
Oh, sweet, sure. All right, let me pull that up.
Tunnel Chris.
That's right. Oh shit, they know. Shut it down. All right. Yeah, there it is in the chat. Woo. All right. Yeah, we are going to be launching Infinitel Chronicles #2 on Friday, May 23rd on Michael Bancroft's channel here on YouTube. So I'm super excited. This thing's been multiple years in the making, and I'm finally able to get this sucker out. And
awesome, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. Despite, subpar movies, it's always awesome fucking hanging out with you guys. Tommy, thank you, man.
Yep. I can't say thank you for this.
Thank you, Tommy. Go to hell, Slasher.
Son of a bitch. I can't believe you guys did this to me. The pigs are angry with me. This has just been a complete disaster all the way around. No, always a good time hanging out with you guys and everybody hanging out in the chat. Thanks for watching. I hope they had a little bit of fun listening to us absolutely destroy this movie in probably like 30 minutes and then spend the rest of our time talking about
Chris. You're coming up with theories on the fucking Chris Benoit tragedy. We literally spent like fucking 15 minutes talking about that.
No, I'm hoping to get back into the saddle for the toy stream on Thursday. I'll see how I feel. I mean, unfortunately, whatever I got going on with my abdomen still hasn't resolved yet. And the joys of being on government freaking healthcare. Yeah, fun stuff. But guys, thanks for being here. Everybody watches on the replay. Could have spent your time anywhere. Chose to spend it here. Yeah, have a good one.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow we'll be on Vinny Art and we'll be watching Dexter, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then, as Tommy said, Thursday we got the toy stream, and maybe we'll do a wrestling ECW or something pay-per-view or something if Slasher's up.
Hell yeah!
So we'll figure something out this week, I'm sure. But yeah, other than that, you know what? Even though, like I said, I give this a 0.5. But it was fun to experience it together and how horrible it was and just how we were able to go this long on a horrible fucking movie.
This was the type of movie that, like, if you suggested to your friend to rent it on VHS, he'd be very, very upset with you that he wasted his $250.
Wasted the $250 on the VHS. It was good.
Yeah. They'd be questioning their friendship with you.
Yeah, probably. They want their $250 back in blood.
Yeah, man.
But
for real.
Yeah, the Tollback RR Cotton Chicago Cubs. Oh, Vinny, thanks for hanging out, Vinny. And next week. All right, next week I'm gonna go with. I gotta actually get the taste of this movie out of my mouth. So next week I'm going with one of the best goddamn action movies ever made. And if you disagree with me on this one, I'll come to your house and piss on your fucking front door.
Damn.
Con Air, motherfucker. Nicolas Cage took a week off. He was with us with Kick-Ass last week, but he's back next week. Con Air. Hell yeah. Love that fucking movie.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear you say Tango and Cash or Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. But hey, this is another good one.
All right, 2 good ones for the list down the line. I was actually thinking before of what was the first one you fucking said? Tango and Cash. I was thinking of doing that one, but I completely memory hold that movie, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. That a lot of people seem to have memory hold it too, because nobody talks about that shit anymore.
Oh, I love that movie. I used to keep stars yearly because of that and Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV series.
But everyone, thanks for chilling out. And
it's a blast. With the company.
Yeah. And we'll go out with this later.
What's up, DiBiase, punk ass bitch? Oh,